ready? You ready? I'm ready. Let's go in. How's it going? Is it cold?
Yes!
Whoa, it's going up to my thighs.
Oh, look it up here.
Let me show you around. So right down here is a little garden of some kind. My patio, and if you look up there, there's the wall. It's like some old slot in there for shooting things or something.
This one is not compilation. I don't think it's quite
Hey, nothing to it, all downhill. Well, shalom, and welcome back to Somewhat Live from Israel. What a week we've had. We've been on the battleground where David defeated Goliath. We've been on top of the roof that remembers the tomb of Samuel. We've been on the edge of the wilderness. We've gone to Jericho, and here we have been floating down the Dead Sea. But more importantly, this is a chance for us to connect with you who are on this pilgrimage with us, and an opportunity to have some reflections that Stef would like to share with us.
Hi. Well, I guess to start off, this week has been, it's been very different from what I thought it would be. When I first thought of coming here, I thought we would be doing the big touristy things that you hear of, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and things like that. And I have found that as we go, we pull up on our bus to some big pile of rubble in the middle of the desert and kind of hike up a little hill and come to a pile of rocks, and that is what has been the most amazing part of being here. Just the, I guess it's just the history, and it's not the history that's been altered by people, and it's not these beautiful churches that are full of, and they are beautiful, beautiful churches that are full of ornate detail. It's just kind of the stories that are behind it that I think affect me the most. And so one thing that we have been doing is kind of coming through the wilderness, and we just stayed overnight in Jericho. And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about what the wilderness means for the Israelites and what the wilderness means for us. I love to hike, and I think anyone who knows me knows that I love to hike. And I spend as much of the summer in the mountains as I can, and at least as much of the winter as I can, although that's not much. And hiking in the mountains in the summer is, it's hot, it can get very hot, but there's always cool, or you're not sure, it might be hot and it might be cool. And if there's not a cloudy covered day, if it is hot, you can always go under a tree, or you can go grab some water. You know, there's a lot of water around. You can go dip in the pool or in the lake or the stream if you're really that hot. And when we're hiking in Calgary, like my friends and I, you know, you have the nice shoes, or you have the nice backpack that holds the water for you, and you have all of these modern day things. So as much as I like to think that we're just kind of in the middle of nowhere by ourselves, I think we kind of aren't. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere with all of these modern day things that help us to get around. And we always know we're going to go home at night, and the people who I hike with are all able-bodied, and we make the choice to go out there. And you know, there's never someone who is older or is too young to be with us. We all make that choice to be there together. And we all have a destination. We all know that, in 3 or 4 hours we're going to be at the top of a mountain, and then a couple hours later we'll be back in our car ready to go home. So when we think of the wilderness, at least for me, that's kind of the picture that I get. And what we've learned, I think, is that the wilderness for the Israelites is more of a wilderness of dead, dry, white heat. It is, there are sometimes wind gusts. I think, once you get to the top of a hill, sometimes there's a lot of wind, but a lot of the time it's just everything's very still. There's no shade. In the middle of the desert, there's nowhere you can kind of hide under. We're lucky that we have these places where we go for tourists, where we have shade. And so I just wanted to read just 2 verses. One I found in Exodus 33, and it's verses 12 to 14. Moses said to the Lord, "See, you have said to me, 'Bring up this people,' but you have not let me whom you will send with me. Yet you have said, 'I know you by name,' and you have also found favor in my sight. Now if I have found favor in your sight, show me your ways, so that I may know you and find favor in your sight. Consider too that this nation is your people." He, and this he is God. And he said, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." And also in Numbers 12, verses 5 to 8, this is talking about Aaron and Miriam. And it says, "Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forward. And he said, 'Hear my words. When there are prophets among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to them in visions and speak to them in dreams. Not so with my servant Moses. He is entrusted with all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly, not in riddles. And he beholds the form of the Lord." I think I really like the idea of God speaking to Moses face to face, and just the fact that even though the Israelites were kind of in the middle of nowhere and in this void of just nothingness, I think maybe the thing that really, where their faith came from and what carried them through, was just the fact that, I think for Moses, he knew that he had that relationship with God, and he saw God face to face. And I think it's just a reminder that when we are in the middle of absolutely nowhere, I think that's kind of all we have. We're stripped of all of our belongings and all of our external things, and if we are just wandering through life and we have absolutely nothing that we can kind of take with us, I think the relationship is the one thing that we have. It's the only thing that we can truly carry with us, no matter what happens, no matter what earthly thing happens, what person you're close to. If you're married, something can happen to that person, and I think it's just a good reminder that no matter what, God is the one thing that we can lean on. And even in the absolute most stark void of wilderness, we can see